This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
A viral video has gone out about some of the huge pay packets that Aussie tradies are getting at the moment, which is great, which we need. We need people to go into trades in the industry. It is struggling a little bit as well. There's certain areas, but there is some good money to be made. But it's unbelievable. These girls just went around the street and were just asking people what they got paid. A majority of them were trades. Have a listen to this.
I'm a plumber. I get paid about 40 to 45 bucks an hour.
I'm a second-year carpentry apprentice. After tax, about 1,100 a week.
I'm a concrete pumper and I make about 1,300 a week.
I'm a scaffolder and I make 1.5k a week.
I'm an auto electrician and a diesel fitter. I make about 120 a year.
I'm a diesel fitter by trade. Work on heavy earth moving equipment, 120, 130 an hour.
Fitting and machining in the mines, and between 130 and 140,000.
I'm a scaffolder and I make about $3,000 a week after tax.
I am a coal miner and I make about 160,000 a year.
Fair bit of coin.
I want to talk about the scaffolder because I didn't know scaffolders make that much.
Oh, they're loaded.
That guy went on to say, I was working at Macca's and a mate of mine who was a scaffolder got me involved, and he goes, I love the physical work. Now he takes home $3,000 a week, Kate.
I know.
You've got to know what you're doing. A lot of regulation in scaffolding.
Yes.
Yeah, it can be quite dangerous.
Someone said, why does putting up some metal framing pay so much? And another one replied, because it's a horrible job that destroys your body. It's a tough job.
Okay.
It is. And there's a lot of trades out there. You look at bricklayers as well. I mean, they get paid good money.
Oh, me back, though.
The old back.
Chuck us a brick, Mick.
But see, this is the thing now. I think coming in at top spot, Boilermakers get an average income of $112,000. Electricians get $96,000, and plumbers are right behind them on $95,000. That's just average. Now, if you go out on your own, there's more money to be made. What we want to focus on this morning, though, and that's great, it is thriving. I want to talk about people overquoting. And did you receive a ridiculous quote? Because the reason I was watching that. So how's this? The other day, we need to get there's a wall that we found out a couple of people have been jumping. So we need to get a tiny little fence that needs to be put on the top of the wall, Kate, so that people can't jump this wall next to our house.
Okay, so it's a bit higher. You're raising the height of it.
It would be, I reckon, around about 3 to 4 metres long. Now, obviously, it's a little fence. It doesn't have to be a big one. We just need to deter people getting over the wall.
Will it be brickwork or timber work?
No, it's just a steel fence. So it'll be slats of steel that'll go there, and it will deter them jumping the fence. It needs to be custom made, I understand that. But when you get a quote for $28,000...
My God. They obviously know it's Fitzy.
So I then asked around, and this is the best thing about trades, because everyone has friends that would know someone or went to school with someone who is in a trade. Finally got to a guy who looked after me. He came and quoted it, and he did the job for $3,000.
That is unbelievable.
From 28 to 3,000.
Did you call the guy that gave you the 28 quote and go, can you explain this?
I was fuming. Because and then at the moment we're in a tough spot at the moment as well, because they can put these quotes out there. They don't want to do the job.
No, they don't.
It's a bonus if they get it, and it's unfortunately that everyday Australians need some of these jobs done, and the elderly would just usually go, okay, well, you can take my life savings and I need to get this done.
That's the thing. It's like if you want a job done prior to Christmas, all the tradies will just price themselves out of it unless you pick up the job. So you go, well, if they want it, they're going to have to pay for it. We're running out of time.
And then they will come and do it on a Saturday or a Sunday if they're getting paid 10 times as much as they usually would. Because that's what that is, Fitz.
Isn't it?
28,000 from 3.
Mate, I've got a blocked drain pipe downpipe at the moment, and I rang one of the...
Feeling okay?
Yeah.
Is that what the grumbling is?
Thank you for the Metamucil as well. So,
you sound blocked.
That's what it is. I'm going to be all right, though. So anyway, I rang one of the well-known plumbing games. I won't mention their name. And they sent me a quote which was over $500. Now, what they said was, we'll stick a camera down the downpipe so we can have a look down. And I went, that's great news. I don't from a consumer's point of view, I don't care how you fix it. They then said, the great news is once we've cleared it, we can then put the camera back down there to show you it's cleared and give you a copy of that. Guys, I'm not, in my spare time, I will not be sitting at home to see what the camera looked like going down the downpipe.
Well, you just showed us a video that you kept from Sicily overlooking some yachts and eating.
That's completely
But that
incorrect.
is so different. But what are you going to do? It comes to Saturday night. Are you going to watch Saltburn again?
No,
or are you going to watch the video of the
downpipe.
the camera up your downpipe?
Oh my God! Do you know what? I went and bought a harness for $27 from Bunnings, and I went and did it myself.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Tommy got a harness for his 40th birthday as well.
Mine wasn't leather though.
We're talking about tradies at the moment, and obviously you can earn some good coin, but there's some overquoting that's going on in the industry at the moment. What was the quote that you received? Rachel and St Ives, what did you get, Rach?
Hey guys, we got a quote for 2 new gyprock walls in our apartment for $5,500, and that was a discounted quote through my husband's building company.
Two walls, so just two gyprock studded walls.
Yeah.
So
8 pieces of gyprock.
Oh my God.
Did you work out how much the 8 pieces of gyprock was worth and how much they were slinging you for the labour?
Well, my husband reckons he could have done it for 2.5.
Yep.
Yep. Rach, get it. I mean, unless it's something like, electrical work where you need to have somebody that's registered to do it, I reckon you jump on YouTube and the next thing...
Come on, mate, that is such an insult to tradies.
And the next thing you know, you've saved yourself a bit of coin, Rach.
No, do you know what I want to call Rach? What I want to ask Rach about, though, is if your husband's saying he could have done it for 2.5, then why didn't he?
Well, he did the framing and the demolishing, but he didn't want to do the sanding.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
$5,500. Lynn in Sylvania, have you been ripped off by a tradie, Lynn?
Yeah, look, my parents have, and it's really quite sad. My parents have been married for 66 years, and, the double-storey house, the dream home, and I just happened to be going past one day after work. I'm an only child, and I see a guy on their roof. And I pull in and I say, who's the guy on the roof? Oh, he just happened to be going past, and he said, we've got cracks in some of our tiles, and he's up there and he's fixing them. And I said, well, how much you pay? He said, only $5,000 cash, and we're paying $5,000 cash. And I went, she goes, and I said, Mum, that's ridiculous. It's one of those scams. Forget it, get him down. She goes, no, you don't know anything about that. No, he's fine. Anyway, tell long story, did the job, got their little $5,000 with their little kitty, and they're not doing it easy. Doing it tough, and I'm a bit emotional because I've got my dad in the hospital at the moment. And this is money that you need to look after your parents when, things are getting tough and you need to put them in homes. And these are money that could have been kept aside.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Cut a long story short, is it not did he do anything? He actually damaged tiles.
Yep.
And then we had to get someone else out because the possum got in the roof because he actually damaged tiles. Then we had to get someone back in to fix the tiles and get the possum out. So there's more money on top of that.
The Irish roofers, they've been going around doing that quite a bit as well.
Disgusting. You know what? I've got 3 sons now that are tradies, and they would never, ever do anything like that, rip people up. So there's good tradies out there, believe me.
Yeah,
Hey,
maybe just don't never answer the knock on the door.
No.
But you're right. Your mum, people like your mum and dad, they wouldn't, because their own grandsons would never do anything like that. They wouldn't imagine that anyone else would.
And they wouldn't get their grandsons because they think they're busy and stuff like that. And I'm busy, but it's just so annoying, and that's money that they need now.
Of course. Lynn, what you do there is you organise some concrete and you go and dump it in the bloke's driveway, or you get a horse head or concrete gumboots.
That starts a war.
That's
Next
true.
thing you know, your house is on fire.
You're dead
Don't
right,
do
mate.
that.
Sorry about that. Bad advice.
Fitz in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.